Welcome back to Nick Lenz's Comic Corner, Classic/slash Non-Classic. This is episode number 851 and Doubleshot number 745. I have one DC trade and one trade from Image. First up, it is Super Sons Volume 3, Parent Trap, written by Peter J. Tomasi. Yeah, he's the writer for this thing. And the artwork is by a few different people. Carlo Borelli, Paul Pellitter, and Brent Phillips. The cover is done by Jorge Jimenez and Alejandro Sanchez. Now, this book collects the final four issues of the Super Sons ongoing series, issues 13, 16, and the annual. First up in this trade is the annual, which is simply put, the way they have it is that it's the one last mission of the Super Pets, which is consisted of these following people: Crypto the Super Dog, Titus the Bat Hound. Yep. Oh yeah, even Detective Chimp shows up in here. Yep. Even Bat Cow. Yep, Bat Cow shows up in here. It's so funny. Here are the other members. Felix the Plastic Bird, which I think is supposed to be a pet of Plastic Man. Well, Titus the Bat Hound, Clay Critter, Crypto, Bat Cow, and Streaky. Streaky, those of you who don't know who this cat is, this is Supergirl's cat. I'm not kidding about this. This is Supergirl's cat. Oh yeah, and Detective Chimp can't take part in the adventure because he's got a broken leg. What's the story for this one? They come together to rescue a bunch of kidnapped dogs who are being kidnapped by aliens for some reason, never really explained. But it's a fun little story. As for the titular Parent Trap, yeah, this one was quite unusual. It takes up issues 13 and 14. Damian's mother is in Metropolis. Why is she in Metropolis? To kill Lois Lane. Oh yeah, and they also reference stuff happening in pages of the Silencer book, which actually started just as early as shit. That book is done by, it's written by Dan Abnett, and the artwork originally was done by John Romita Jr. that left. He's since left. Excuse me. The Silencer is supposed to be DC's take on the Punisher, mixed in with Kick-Ass. Yeah, that's simply what the book is. Though it's more in line with the most recent incarnation of Kick-Ass, the female one. Pretty similar. And yeah, and she's even met Deathstroke in the book. Yeah, they reference Silencer in here. I have not reviewed Silencer. I've read Silencer. I don't own any Silencer trades. Of course, John gets a chance to meet Damian, and he points out, though, his mother is nuts. But he also should say, I think anyone could probably tell Damian, Damian, your mom is smoking hot. Like, no denying, Talia is hot. Yeah, but she's Batman's woman. Don't touch her. But Batman's more inclined to be with Catwoman than Talia. It's mostly what's up with Leviathan. That's the reason why that they go after her. And Damian saves Lois from being shot. And of course, John does thank him for it. Yeah, he thanks him. And that's the last couple issues. This is a follow-up to the very first arc of the series. Yep, it's a follow-up to the Kid Amazo arc, where Kid Amazo, coming out of his coma, attacks the headquarters of the Super Sons, which, by the way, it's headquartered at the bottom of Morrison Bay, which I didn't get a chance to ask PJ Tomasi about this. Is Morrison Bay named after the creator, one of Damian's creators, Grant Morrison? I don't know. It's a possibility. I wouldn't be surprised. I didn't get a chance to ask him about that. I'll ask him next time I get a chance to see him. Is Morrison Bay and Super Sons named after Grant Morrison? I wouldn't be surprised because, well, Chuck Dixon has an area of Gotham City named after him, Dixon Docks. There's also a street named after Bob Kane, one of the creators of Batman. I believe there's even an area of Gotham named after Denny O'Neil. I believe so. There's nothing for Neil Adams, though, surprisingly. It's always nice when we have comic creators basically get to have locations in the fictional universe named after them. I'm sure they appreciate it. I need to ask about Chuck Dixon about Dixon Docks. Yep. They fight him, and of course, it also involved the Justice League because, well, Cyborg gets called in because most Justice League is off doing something else. And of course, Damien, of course, mentions that Superboy saved his life, and it's like Superboy says, like, "Don't need to tell me more. I get it. I'll help you." Oh yeah, and the way he, of course, Kid Amaze briefly takes over Cyborg, and the way he sort of defeats, excuse me, sort of saves him by giving him a mild stroke. Yeah, and it's also Damien knows about Batman's contingency plans to take down the Justice League. Yeah, in post Flashpoint, this was revealed in the 3-part of the Grid, which was the post Flashlight appearance, first post Flashlight appearance of Despero. Yep. This overall was really good, and I do highly recommend people fans of Super Sentai. My friend Tivia loves this series. Too bad the series got canceled because DC had no idea what his plans were for Superman. Though they do continue this series as Avengers Super Sons, though it's a 12-issue maxi series. I personally love this series. I kind of wish the series would last longer than 16 issues. But Bendis is the reason why the series ended. Heck, even Peter Tomasi told me that's the reason why the series ended. Because DC had no idea what Bendis' plans were for Superman. And now he's pretty much on like a good 10 titles. Not only is he on... I'm going to give this book roughly 9.75 out of 10. He's not only on Superman and Action Comics, he's also on the 4 books of Jinx World. He's also going to be on Young Justice and I believe Wonder Twins. So basically, at DC's work on 8 titles. I mean, seriously, dude, you don't need to take on this much work. It makes you kind of ridiculous. Yes, I mean, the only books that Dan Abnett takes on, currently, right now, he's got roughly 3 books. He does occasional work for 2000 AD. He continues to write Titans awesomely, really well. And, of course, he's got The Silencer. He's got 3 books. He doesn't have 10. It's ridiculous. Jeff Johns, I think, has 2 books he's doing now. Shazam and Doomsday Clock. Tomasi, I don't remember what he's doing now. Oh, I think he's doing Avengers Super Sentai, but I think that's it. Yeah, but this book is fantastic. Next up was a book from Jeff Lemire, one of my personal favorite writers. I would love to meet this guy. And this is a series that I believe is a creator-owned series. I had heard the name. I did not know much about the series, but the series is really good. Though, the way some of the characters are drawn, it reminds you of characters from DC Comics. This is Descender Volume 1. 10 stars. Yeah, this is set in sort of the future, and this is sort of a cyberpunk style series if it was told in space. The main character is known as Tim 21, where he's a survivor of a massacre at a mine, and he was a companion to sort of a kid named Andy, so sort of like his brother. And there's a couple of these characters I'm looking at the back of these characters, way the designs are. Is it just me, or is that the artist drew this lady right here? Her name is Tasha. Doesn't she look exactly like Kate Kane, aka Batwoman? And this big bulky guy here, does he look like either Darkseid, Thanos, or even freaking Apocalypse? Yeah, I'm sure that a lot of people may make comparisons to that. Tessa, she is the captain of the ship that he is on. And the artwork in here is fantastic. I gotta give praise. This is Dustin Nguyen, I think it's the pronounce that guy's name. I believe this guy was also the artist for Jonathan Hickman's Shield book. Yeah, I believe this guy was. This book is actually really good. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm planning on reading more of this stuff. As for reviewing more trades, I don't know yet. Depends when I get my hands on more trades for this. This is good. I'm gonna give this one roughly a 9 out of 10. The story is really good. It's all about a robot rebellion, and of course the introduction of Tim 22 happens into this thing, and he also protects Tessa, and because also this guy here, who apparently was a master, a genius when it comes to robotics. Yeah, apparently he actually is revealed in here. He stole all his designs from other people, and he didn't create anything. He just based off stolen designs. And he gets his arm chopped off, and of course, Tessa gets she basically sort of overreacts to Tim hugging her, and she says, "Get off me!" And he says, "You can't, because basically it's part of emotional attachment, it's part of his programming." And she says, "Wonderful." And from what I can tell, he tries to protect her from the robots because he does care about her. I'm sure he does. And I'm sure he probably looks up to Tessa as sort of like a surrogate mother. As for this other guy here, he's basically her right hand man. Yeah, not much else to say, but this actually is pretty good. If you're a fan of Jeff Lemire, check it out. If you have sci-fi stuff, check it out. I only check it out because, well, it's sci-fi and I love Jeff Lemire's work. Yep. So that's it for this particular review. Stay tuned for my review of Ace Attorney. That's gonna be next. Right after watch next news episode. Okay. But to see you there in the next review. Bye.